It's a 24-hour job where luck decides whether you live or die. The fear of landmines and surprise ambushes is always present.
दिमाग में ही रहता है कहीं भी माइंस को लगा के हम लोग को गाड़ी को उड़ा देगा लोग। माओवादी जो है हमेशा लोग कहीं ना कहीं मैंने घात लगा के बैठे रहते हैं। नहीं अलर्ट रहने से लोग हमला बोल देता है।
Then there's the lack of motivation and government apathy. Satyendra Sharma, a Jawan with the Special Task Force, died fighting Naxals in Gaya last year. His widow Indu Devi was promised 20 lakh rupees as compensation, but she's only received half of that.
बोले थे कि 20 लाख रुपया मिलेगा, अलावा बच्चा को पढ़ने के लिए भी सुविधा होगा और नौकरी एक ठो लड़का का होगा।
Such cases demotivate even those who are fighting the guerrillas.
जिस समय दुर्घटना घट जाती है और मुआवजा नहीं मिल पाता है या परिवार में किसी को नौकरी नहीं मिल पाता है तो उस समय लगता है कि हम लोग नौकरी छोड़ करके चले जाएं। इससे अच्छा है कि घर में खेती बाड़ी कर लेंगे, वो कबूल है, लेकिन नौकरी करना कबूल नहीं है।
We accompanied Bihar's Special Task Force on one of their anti-Naxal operations, where we saw just how difficult it is to fight this war. Difficult terrains, communication lines cut off, the fear of the unknown make it even worse for the Jawan. The Kaimur Hills that stretch from Bihar to Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh and West Bengal is Naxal heartland, a place that the Naxals call a liberated zone where the state has no footprint. No roads, no electricity, no police presence. Deliberately kept that way by Naxal outfits to gain the sympathy of the tribals who live here. And there are more places like this being established.
New areas coming in their fold, this has been on the increase. Even they have gone to new areas. So this is not only Bihar specific. This is a problem naturally of very serious concern.
Even as the Maoist insurgency is taking on serious proportions, what is stalling the fight against them is the dilemma on how to combat them. This was revealed in the government's helplessness when the Maoists announced a 2-day Bandh in the states of Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Orissa and West Bengal this month.
Vehicular traffic is likely to be disrupted in districts where CPI Maoist has a strong presence. Since the beginning of this year, CPI Maoists have targeted security forces, especially by triggering IEDs and landmines.
The centre has now banned the CPI Maoists as a terrorist organisation.
State police and paramilitary forces, they will be able to meet the challenges. They have to, because what we can do from the armed forces, we can give only logistic support.
The left, though, doesn't want them banned, but would rather fight them politically because they share the same ideology. The difference is the CPI Maoists are ultra-left armed guerrillas.
The Maoists must be combated politically and administratively. The political struggle against the Maoists is important because we have to isolate them from any section of people whom they have started mobilizing.
The DGP of Chhattisgarh, whose forces have been battling Maoist guerrillas, says Lalgarh is just a pit stop in the Maoist strategy to capture political power in India through violent guerrilla warfare carried out in the name of the poor.
The intentions of the Maoists, that is those belonging to CPI Maoist cadres, is gradually capturing power in India. And that's why they call it will be their war as a protracted people's armed struggle. What we see in Lalgarh only proves the point that there was a clear intentions in the documents, so they capture power in huge areas of India.
Brigadier Basant Kumar Ponwar is training policemen for combat operations in Chhattisgarh's Kanker district. Earlier this month, a team from the Ministry of Home Affairs met to finalize plans for a joint interstate combat operation. The first stop will be along the Bengal and Jharkhand border and the Chhattisgarh-Orissa border, both dense forest areas home to tribals.
We have to establish the authority of our country in those areas where the Maoist rebels seem to have entered, like the one here in Chhattisgarh, like Abujmar, or for that matter in Lalgarh, as what they were trying to establish independent guerrilla zones. From these secure bases, like the Americans have their green zones, we carry out operations of patrolling, raids and ambushes, and dominate the area, go and visit the villages, get the population on your side, because in this warfare, population is the center of gravity.
It's code red in India right now. As ultra-left guerrillas move to newer terrains, the threat of the Red Corridor getting bigger and wider is no longer a myth.
With hundreds of poor, neglected people in the most backward areas as sympathizers, the Naxals have numbers on their side.
Now the government has its task cut out to not just combat the ultra-left guerrillas,
but to also win the confidence of those they have neglected. It's a war of a different kind, a war that India can't afford to lose anymore. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.